Hello everyone, welcome to the 17-Mile Story Collection. Today we'll dive into the Immortal Cultivation Diary of the Young Zhao Sr. Today's story takes place in a quiet little mountain village. On a narrow dirt path, a young man sat lost in thought. His name was Zhao Sen, but the villagers never called him that. Since he was weak as a child and his parents feared he wouldn't survive, they gave him a humble nickname, Go Dan, literally dog egg. Don't be fooled by the name, though. Go Dan was no ordinary boy. His father was the illegitimate son of the Zhao family patriarch in the county. Unable to inherit the family business, he settled down in Zhuxian town with his wife. Thanks to his skill as a carpenter, the family lived a comfortable life, respected by their neighbors. From a young age, Go Dan showed remarkable intelligence. While other kids worked the fields, he spent his days reading. Villagers called him a prodigy, and his parents believed he was destined for something greater. One evening, Go Dan closed his book and returned home. His father, smoking a pipe in the courtyard, looked up and said, "Son, study hard. The county exam is coming next year. Your future depends on it. Don't end up like me, trapped in this village for life." His mother set down the food with a smile. "Nonsense, our Go Dan will surely pass." Just then, Go Dan remembered. "Father, isn't Annie coming soon?" His father nodded, a trace of pride on his face. "Yes. Any day now. She's done much better than me. Without her help, my wood carvings would have never sold for a fair price." His mother added warmly, "Go Dan, when you succeed one day, don't forget to repay your aunt's kindness." But before the boy could reply, the sharp neigh of a horse rang out beyond the gate. The wheels of a carriage rattled against the stones, drawing closer and closer. And then a bright, cheerful voice called from outside, "Second brother, open the door." That's where our story truly begins. Go Dan's eyes lit up. He rushed to the gate and pushed it open. Standing outside was a plump, confident woman, his aunt beside her a 5-year-old boy. "Haha, Go Dan, only half a year and you've grown taller again." She laughed heartily, ruffling his hair. Then she nudged the boy forward. "Zhao Hu, call him brother." Go Dan's parents hurried to greet her. His father beamed. "Sister, I knew you'd arrive any day now. Come in, come in. Go Dan, quickly bring your aunt a stool." Overjoyed, Go Dan darted inside, dragged out a bench, and even wiped it carefully with his sleeve. His aunt teased. "Well, well, why so diligent this time? Last time I came, you weren't like this." Go Dan blushed, while his father chuckled. "This rascal's been muttering all day about you, saying you'd be here soon." With a smile, his aunt reached into her robe and drew out 2 thick books, placing them on the table. "Go Dan, your aunt never forgets her promises." The boy's eyes widened. He cheered, flipped open the book, unable to contain his joy. But then, his aunt's tone grew serious. "Second brother, Go Dan is 15 now, isn't he? Soon to be 16. His father sighed with emotion. "Yes. Time flies. In a blink, he's grown so big." She nodded, then declared solemnly, "There's something I must tell you. This year, Penglai's sect is recruiting disciples. Our family was given 3 recommendation slots. One of them is in my hands. Zhao, who is too young, too mischievous. So I thought, why not give this chance to Go Dan?" His father froze, stunned. "Penglai sect? You mean the Immortal sect?" His aunt smiled and nodded. "Yes, that Penglai sect. The Immortals, who can soar through the skies and wield great powers. Go Dan is clever and studious. Perhaps he might just succeed." The boy blinked in confusion. "Immortals? What? What does that mean?" His aunt looked him in the eye, voice firm. "Go Dan, immortals are beings who can fly across the heavens. Each one wields powers beyond the imagination of us mortals." For the first time, Go Dan felt a spark of yearning in his heart. His parents, overwhelmed with gratitude, nearly knelt in thanks. But his aunt quickly stopped them. "Brother, sister-in-law, please. Don't. Mother died young. If it weren't for second sister's care, I wouldn't be here today. Go Dan is my nephew. Helping him is only right." His father's eyes welled up. He clutched her hand, then turned sharply toward his son. "Zhao Sen, remember this well, no matter what happens, never forget your aunt's kindness. Otherwise, You are no son of mine." Trembling, Go Dan dropped to his knees and knocked his head against the ground 3 times. His aunt pulled him up gently, eyes full of approval. "Good child. Prepare yourself. At the end of the month, I'll come to take you." That night, his father, rarely one to drink, insisted on sharing wine with his sister. Lying in bed, Go Dan could still hear their voices outside. His heart raced. Immortals? What are they really? Could this be it? My chance? My chance to see the world beyond this mountain? The very next morning, Go Dan's aunt set off on her journey back. His parents walked her all the way to the edge of the village, and when they returned, Go Dan noticed something strange. His father's expression had completely changed. That look in his eyes. It was fiery, almost blazing with hope. For a moment, he seemed 10 years younger, as if a burden had been lifted. The way he carried himself was sharper, prouder, and even more intense than the day he once sat for the county exam in his youth. Now, in a small village like this, there are no real secrets. Even when a dog gives birth to a litter of pups, word spreads to every household before the day is done. So imagine what happens when the news is this big. Go Dan is going to participate in the grand disciple selection of Punlai Pavilion. Within hours, everyone knew. And just like that, the entire village erupted. Some were in awe, some were envious, and some quietly bitter. Ah, Zhao's boy is going to make something of himself. Who would have thought? I watched that kid grow up, clever as they come. Blessed with good fortune, that one. Go Dan, don't you forget us when you're up in the clouds. Within just half a month, the news had spread far beyond the village, all the way to the surrounding towns. Relatives, neighbors, even distant clansmen started showing up at Go Dan's door. They came with chickens, jars of wine, bolts of cloth, whatever they could carry. His parents would politely refuse, but inside they were bursting with joy. The hard lines of age on their faces seemed to soften, replaced by smiles that came from the heart. Even more surprising, those clan relatives who used to look down on Go Dan's father suddenly changed their tune. Faces that once held disdain were now full of warmth and congratulations. Some lit his pipe for him, some patted him on the back, and some dug up old ties of kinship, talking as if they'd always been close. Go Dan's father felt more pride than he had in years. So much so that he decided to go big. He set up hundreds of banquet tables right at the entrance of the village, inviting family from far and wide to come and celebrate. For days, the Zhao family courtyard overflowed with people. Laughter, chatter, the clinking of wine cups, it never stopped. Go Dan's father, flushed with drink and joy, looked like a man who had finally reclaimed the honor he had been denied for so long. But of course, in all that noise and cheer, there was also a sting of mockery. Go Dan's cousin, Zhao Bu, couldn't keep his sharp tongue still. With a smirk, he sneered. Becoming a disciple of an immortal sect isn't so simple. It takes talent, it takes destiny. Second uncle, don't fool yourself. That fool of a kid? What could he possibly achieve? Compared to me? I've already been recognized by an immortal master. My path to glory is certain. His words cut like needles, laced with contempt. The crowd shifted uncomfortably. Some pretended not to hear, others forced out awkward laughter. Go Dan said nothing. He simply lowered his head, fists clenched so tightly in his sleeves that his nails dug into his palms. He didn't argue, didn't shout. But inside, a fire roared to life. In that very moment, he swore to himself, no matter what it takes, this time, he must be chosen. Time slipped by. Half a month passed in a blink. Then, one day, his aunt returned with urgency in her step. Punlai Pavilion will arrive tomorrow to collect the candidates, she said. We have to leave right away. Go Dan's mother had been preparing for this moment all along. Eyes already brimming with tears, she stuffed a cloth bundle into his hands. Inside were a few new clothes, and a handful of roasted sweet potatoes still warm to the touch. Her voice trembled as she choked back her sobs. Go Dan, there's not much your mother can give you. Out there, the world isn't like home. You have to endure, to hold back when needed. Don't pick fights. And if you don't get chosen, just come back. Our home is still here. I'll still be here to take care of you. Go Dan's nose stung, his chest heavy. He nodded hard again and again. At that moment, he felt everything at once, hope, fear, longing, and a deep reluctance to part. The carriage creaked forward, wheels rolling slowly down the dirt road. His parents' figures shrank in the distance. Dan turned his head, eyes wet, struggling to hold back tears. His parents, too, stood rooted at the village gate, waving with all their strength, even as tears streamed down their faces. His father finally sighed, pulling out his old pipe, lighting it with trembling hands. He drew in a long, deep puff, smoke curling around his weathered face. "The boy's grown now," he murmured, voice low, heavy. "It's time he goes out and finds his own path." In that swirl of smoke, the wrinkles on his face seemed deeper than ever before. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed my video, please leave a comment, give it a like, and share it with others. Your support gives me even more motivation.